Welcome back everyone. In this tutorial I'll show you how to create a dynamic block north arrow. Now it might be simple, but the reason of this tutorial you will learn how to use the dynamic block, so basically use the parameters of point and rotation, and also to see how the chain reaction actually works. Also, we're gonna show you how you can create a custom CUI button so you can import this straight away. However, it's not really necessary because once you save the north arrow block in your template, whenever you create a new drawing will be there and then you can copy paste it. It's just for learning purposes. Without further ado, let's begin. So the first thing you want to do is hit the like and subscribe button. So we will go to our paper space, and in the paper space we want to define the size of our north arrow. The base size I found is for an A1 is 50 by 50. So we're gonna draw a rectangle 50 by 50, and we're gonna just add a line type to it. So we're gonna add a dashed because we are gonna move it into the def point layer. Now the reason we're moving it to the def point layer is because we do not want that rectangle to be printed. So we're just gonna make sure it's dashed. In the rectangle, we're gonna draw a circle, and that defines the rotation, if you may. So we're gonna offset the circle slightly because we don't want our arrow to be right at the edge. So let's do by 5. Our arrow will be rotating through there. So now because the first circle, I wanna draw a thick line and then have the N letter here for north arrow, and inside it I'll draw the triangle. I'm gonna offset the circle again, and I'm gonna do it by 5 again. So now I'm gonna draw a polyline from top to bottom like this, and then convert it to arc and do it to the outer circle, and then delete the main circle, and then I'm gonna mirror this one, and then I'm gonna join them. The reason I did this is because I would like to add some thickness to this circle, so let's do 1 should be sufficient. There you go. Now we're gonna draw our triangle. So I'm gonna draw from the center, bring it all the way down, and then I can bring it all the way there, mirror it, and then what I'm gonna do is just draw a polyline, add vertex, move it up by 5, and then trim those 2 edges, and then join all 3 of them. And that is my north arrow. Now what I wanna do is, because I wanna add a kind of like effect, like dashed here and a fill line here, firstly, this will be a same thickness of 1, so it will match. We can hatch this one, so we can do this one as well as global width 1, and we're gonna hatch this one as orange. So what I'm gonna do is go to hatch, make sure we're on pick point, select it, and then I'm just gonna change it to a color orange. Or what you could do is, and make it solid as well, what you could do is just go to your layers, and we're gonna create a new layer, and let's name it CTS North. And this one will be where we save everything, like all our lines and polylines. And what we're gonna do is set this one by layer. So in case you wanna change color for some reason, we're gonna select all of them apart from the rectangles and change it to north. And as you can see, it became north. Now we're gonna change all these lines and make them to white. So we don't need this anymore, but we're gonna keep it for reference before we do anything. And then we're gonna hatch this one as well, just to add it a little depth, if you may. So I'm just gonna select the hatch, made it this one, and I think that too much. Let's make it 0.25. That seems okay. And then I'm gonna add a text. So let's add a text and let's call it N. And then what I'm gonna do to the text in the justify, I'm gonna keep it middle to center. Then I'm gonna make it as small as possible as it is, and then change it to bold. And then in the background mask, I'm gonna add 1 and use the background fill, and then use 1.25. I find that one works great. And I'm just gonna put it up in the middle, and I was just gonna bring it to front. And you can see, let's make the text tiny bigger. 5 should be, that is, I think that is absolutely fine. Maybe we can make it 3.5. Yeah. So then what will happen is the text will rotate like this around it, and with the arrow as well. So now we have pretty much everything. Now we can do one more thing, is add a white hatch to it so we can emphasize it, or we can just add a white hatch to this one. So the options are limitless, but what I'm gonna do is just literally add a white hatch to this. So it'll be a black line with a white and the triangle in it. So what I'm gonna do is just go hatch, go select. I'm gonna select my polyline and I make sure it's solid, and then draw order, send to back. Now I'm gonna select it, I'm gonna change it, and I'm gonna go to more colors. I'm gonna go to true color, make sure it's white there. That will print it completely white, and it will show it as well in paper space and model space as well. And then right click, draw order, send to back, so it can be completely at the back. So now we have our arrow. Now when we gonna go to the next step, we create the macro to import that arrow, which is looks something like this. So north arrow, wanna bring it here. That's how it will look like. Now the issue that we have is because this is paper space and the arrows usually, like any blocks, is imported from model space. So we need to copy all this. So right click, copy, and move it to model space and just paste it. The reason we drew first in the paper space is because we can get the dimensions that we need. And I'm gonna put it in the center, so 0.0. Sorry, let's move it there to there. Now you might see it's like, oh, this is all white. Don't worry, because we're in model space and the model space, and we had it to true color white. So now the next step is select everything, use the command block to convert into a block. Let's give it a name, north, and then we're gonna tick specify point on screen, or we can leave it unticked because we're already on 0, 0. We object, we have them, and we're gonna convert them to block. We don't want it annotative, we don't want to scale uniformly and allow exploding, and we're gonna hit OK. So now it's a block. So we're gonna go select it, right click, block editor. Now in the block editor, we're gonna add 2 parameters. This palette should appear. If it didn't, just in the block editor tab, just click on authoring palettes. And we're gonna add a point, and this will be where the north text is, so there. And then we're gonna add a rotation, and this one will be from the center of the circle, which is here. And we can do it there. And then just keep it there. Now what we're gonna do is grab that blue circle and move it all the way to here. So we're gonna move the circle from this point. So that's the handle that we can use. Now in the actions, we're gonna create a move action for the end text. So we're gonna go move. It's gonna ask us to select a parameter. We're gonna select our position, and we're gonna select the object, which is the north, and hit enter. So now we're gonna select the position. And in the properties panel, in the chain actions, we're gonna switch it to yes. We're doing this because when we're gonna come and add the rotation action, we want it to rotate the position as well. So that's the chain action. And we don't want the grip because we don't wanna move the end text. So we're gonna just adjust the number of grips to 0, so it will disappear. Next, we're gonna add a rotate action, and we're gonna select the angle parameter. So the rotation parameter we just added, and then the objects will be the position, and then everything else except from the N, and we're gonna hit enter. Now if we go to close block editor and save changes to north, and if we go to the paper space, and if we go to our insert tab, insert, and add the north that we just created, you can see we have our north, and now we can rotate with the text rotating. Now let's create our macro. Now before to do our macro, what we're gonna do is go to a new drawing, and I'm just gonna copy paste that block we just created. I'm just gonna go copy and then paste to original coordinates. So it's there. So now I'm gonna delete my paper space. So basically I don't want anything. I just wanna have the north arrow block, and I'm just gonna run a purge command. I just made a custom macro for this. So now in my layers, go to our layers. I should have only the city as north and the def point. That's all. Now we have our block, and what we're gonna do next is save it. So let's go save as, and just name it north_arrow. Try to not to leave space. And I'm just gonna replace this one. I wanna create a custom CUI. So basically in the paper space to look something like this, to have this import arrow. So I'm just gonna delete what I've done with a magic clap.
A few moments later.
There we go. And we're gonna create a button to import an north arrow. Now, you don't have to create the button, because all you can do is just copy paste your north arrow into your template DWT file, and whenever you create a new drawing, the north arrow will be there. However, in case you create, I don't know, multiple viewports, you can always copy the one you've created, but for the sake of the learning purpose, we're gonna show you how to create a button like this to bring the north arrow. In my case, it's here. So in your case, we're gonna put it in the layout, just so you won't have to go process creating a new one. Just when you switch to Paperspace, the layout tab appears. Unless you can put it anywhere else, the tutorial will apply the same. We're gonna go to CUI. And then what we're gonna go do is create a new command. In my case, I already created it, it's import north. But to create a new command, we're gonna click this little star here. So let's go find the import north command that I've just created. There we go. Now, once you click on the little star, this window will this properties panel will appear, and you will have you've given it the name, and the command that you care about is the macro. So I'm gonna click on the 3 dots in the macro just to show you the code. So the first 4 characters, the power of C, is basically cancel, like escape button. Then we have -insert, which enables the further command of insert in the command line. And then we're telling it insert, hit enter, and then north. And in my case, I named the drawing north arrow. So I have to switch this one to north_arrow. And that is why I told you don't leave spaces, because space can be recognized as enter depending which version you're running in AutoCAD. Then once we insert the arrow, because it's grabbing that drawing and bringing it in from the model space, it brings it as a block. We need to explode it so we can actually access our main block. And these commands basically result to the explode. And then we're gonna it's gonna ask us which one we want to explode, the last one we brought in. And then we want to run a purge command to delete the block that we already brought in, not the north arrow block. Just trust me on this one. And hit OK. Now, we want to add this command somewhere. So in your main AutoCAD space, so this UI file will look like this. You will have the workspace, AutoCAD, ribbon, and toolbars. You care about the ribbons. Then you need to create a panel in it. So we're going to go right click on panels, new panel, and let's name it custom CUI. And then in there, I'm gonna just drag and drop the north command in the arrow. So you can see there's my button now there. So in the custom CUI, there is a row, and inside that row is the import north. I'll click on the arrow. I wanna make it look large with text vertical, okay? Now, to add this custom CUI into your layout tab, we need to drag this one into my layout tab. So we're gonna scroll the way up, expand the tabs, try to find where the layout is. So the layout tab is here, expand it. And now what we're gonna do is the tedious process, which is hold left click, drag it all the way up and wait. I don't think the scroll up wheel works in this case. So we just have to keep our mouse right at the top so it can keep going up until we find the tab that we wanna drop it in. So I'm gonna drop it in the layout tab. So I'm gonna leave my mouse a few seconds there to register that it's there where I wanna drop it, and I'll drop it. So now I'm just gonna put it between the layout and the viewport, so basically between those two. So I'm gonna hit apply and hit OK. Now if we go to the layout tab, you can see the import north arrow is there. Now it will not work in your case because the next step is to link AutoCAD with the folder that your north arrow is in. So we're gonna go File, Options, in the Files, in the support file search path, expand that one and create, by clicking the add button, a new link. In my case, I already created it and it's where I say the north arrow. So I'm just gonna go browse, and the north arrow, if I bring my folder, so you can see here, is saved in this folder here, this path. So you can see there's my block. So I'm just gonna select my file and hit open, and you can see now we have this one here. Now if we hit OK and go import north arrow, you can see our north arrow is imported. And you can see it works like a charm. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe and share it with your colleagues, or unless you want to show off your macro skills. I'll see you in the next tutorial.